It's October and temperatures are finally starting to cool down, but the real estate market is still red hot, especially if you're a buyer. So this month I've got 5 tips to help you win in a multiple offer situation. Most home buyers are going to be competing against multiple offers. So what are the things that you can do to win? Now, fortunately, I've seen both sides. So I get the luxury as a listing agent to see what their offers are coming in, and then to be able to see what works with my buyers when we're writing on properties they would like to purchase. So number 1 is the escalation clause. And what does that mean? Well, this is, if I think about it in a way where I'm dating myself, but going back to eBay, where you'd be bidding on an item in an auction, there used to be something called the auction sniper, where you could set your highest price, and at the very last second it would bid that, and you'd be able to beat out all the other offers. Well, the escalation price is an addendum. It works kind of the same way, where you set what is your maximum. So let's say you want to offer $300,000 on a house, but you're willing to go up to $310,000 if it came down to it. But you don't want to just throw out that 310 number. Well, the escalation clause is great because it allows you to offer 300 with an escalation up to 310 in certain increments, let's say $1,000 increments. So if there's another offer, somebody offers 305, your offer would automatically increase to 306. The other great part about this is that the listing agent has to disclose the net of that other offer. So they can't just say, yep, we got you at 310. They actually have to show you proof of that other offer to get you to the highest net for the seller. So the escalation clause is a great way to increase your purchase price without having to just throw out a super high number and be stuck with it. Number 2, paying the seller's transfer and recordation taxes. You can only go up so high on a purchase price, and then you have to worry about the appraisal. So how do we increase the seller's net? So it's not a huge amount, but normally these are split between the buyer and the seller 50-50. So by the buyer saying, hey, we'll pay this amount for the seller, it's going to increase their net without going super high on the purchase price. Number 3, a non-refundable earnest money deposit. When you purchase a home, it's typical to put down an earnest money deposit. It's put skin in the game for the buyers. Rule of thumb is around 1%. Now this could be done in full or in part. You can kind of get creative with this, but I've seen where you may offer a non-refundable deposit either during the inspection period or if you were to terminate the contract. It gives the seller a little bit of peace of mind to say, well, I'm going to at least get compensated, where typically it's very difficult for the seller to get the buyer's earnest money deposit. Normally you'd have to go through some sort of mediation or litigation to even get to that point, which is usually not worth it when you're talking about that dollar amount and attorney fees. Number 4, this is a good one. It's as is with inspections and right to terminate within a certain time frame. It's very rare I would recommend buying a home as is without any sort of inspection unless you plan on knocking the thing down or rebuilding it. But as a buyer, when you're purchasing a home, you do the home inspection. The property inspections notice is the typical addendum we would use, but the as is gives you an option where you can still do an inspection. It's just assume you're not going to be asking for any repairs from the seller. Let's call it 7 days. So you can go into the property after it's under contract within 7 days, do as many inspections as you'd like, and decide whether you want to move forward or not. So that's another good option as a buyer to be able to compete to somebody else who might be asking for a regular inspection, and they're going to want to make the seller do a bunch of repairs to the property. All right, the last thing, number 5, is flexibility with settlement. If you can be flexible as a buyer and appeal to the seller on their timeline, it's a non-monetary item that could be very appealing to a seller. So if they have to move quickly and you can do that, that's more attractive. If they need more time, if they have to find a home of choice, maybe they want to do rent back so they have time to move their stuff. If you can be flexible, that is another very attractive thing for a seller that doesn't, again, include putting a bunch of money into it. And really what this comes down to is communication. Your agent should be calling the listing agent and finding out this type of information before you write any type of offer. Communication is really the key to any successful transaction. That's always where the breakdowns are. So out of these 5 things, if you're not having these conversations with your realtor, before writing an offer, then they're really doing you a disservice. These are some things that I've seen and I've used to help my buyers win and to determine what offers I want to accept from my sellers as well. So I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any questions, please feel free, leave a comment below or contact me. I'd be happy to answer them and get back to you. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and take care. We'll see you again soon.